Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to talk about Unit 1, Decimal Place Value Computation. Please prepare your booklet from page 1 to page 16. Concept 1, Decimals to the thousandths place. We have to know any decimal number consists of three parts. The first part is called the whole part. The second part is called the decimal point. The third part is called the decimal part. Here, like, we have examples. The first is 7845.64, 840.01, 0.54. All these numbers are called decimal numbers. Number 1. Write each fraction as a decimal number. To convert any fraction into a decimal number, the denominator must be 10, 100, or 1000. Let's see here in letter A, we have 8 over 10. So the denominator is 10. We have here 1, 0. So we will put 1 dash like this and put the decimal point. And now write 8 on the dash. So here is 8. What about the whole part? Can we leave it empty? No, we have to put 0. So the answer is 0.8 or 8 tenths. Let's see. In letter B, we have 13 over 100. 100 here, we have 2 zeros. So we have to put how many dashes? We have to put 2 dashes. And then the decimal point. Now, start write 13 from right. Here we have 3, 1, and the whole part empty. We have to put 0. So the answer is 0.13. Let's see in letter C. We have 672 over 1000. Here we have how many zeros down? We have 3 zeros. So we have to put 3 dashes. 1, 2, 3 and decimal point. Now write 672 from right. We have here 2, 7, 6. What about the whole part? Is empty, so we have to put 0. So the answer is 0.672. In letter D, we have 7 and 3 over 1000. 7 here is the whole part. 3 over 1000 is the decimal part. So let's see the decimal part here. How many zeros do we have? 3 zeros. So how many dashes we have to put? We have to put 3 dashes and decimal point. Now write 3 from right. We have here 3. What about the decimal part here? Shall we put it empty? No, we have to put zeros. So 0 here and here. And the 7 in the whole part. So the answer is 7.003 or 7 and 3 thousandths. And now in letter E, 9086 over 1000. We have down 1000. So 3 zeros, we have to put 3 dashes like this. And then the decimal point. And now start right. 9086 from right. We have here 6, 8, 0. What about the 9? Can we remove it? No, we have to kick it out. So here the 9 will be in the whole part. So 9.8086 or 9 and 86 thousandths. And now in letter F, 17,350 over 1000. Here down we have 3 zeros, so we have to put 3 dashes and decimal point. Now start write 17,350 from right. 0, 5, 3 and the 17 out. So the number will be 17 and 350 thousandths. And now the place value and the value of the digits from thousands to thousandths. As we said before, we have here any decimal number formed from 3 parts. The first part is the whole part. The second part is the decimal point. The third part is the decimal part. To know the place value, place means house. Place means house. So we need to write the house of the number. So how to write it? First we have to start from the decimal point. The whole part which is before the decimal point, as we took in primary 1, 2, 3, and 4, the first digit here is ones, so the place value of the 3 here is ones, and its value is 3 because 3 ones equals 3. And the place value of the 7 here is tenths, and its value is 70 because 7 tenths equals 70. The place value of 1 here is 100, so and its value is 100 because 1 under the hundredth place. Here in 5 the place value is thousandth and its value is 5,000. Here in the decimal part we have 3 decimal places. The first decimal place is called tenths, so the place value of 8 here is tenths because it's the first decimal place, and its value is 0.8. Here we have the 5. Its house here is hundredths, the second decimal place. So the place value of 5 here is hundredths, and its value is 0.05. Here the 2 under the thousandth place. Here its place value is thousandth, and its value is 0.008 or 2 thousandths. Number 1, complete the following. Letter A, in 56,258.96, the digit 9 is in dots place. Here we need to know the place value of the 9. First we need to see the decimal point. We have here the decimal point. The 9 is in the first decimal place, and as we said, the first decimal place is called tenths. So here the digit 9 is in the tenths place, and its value is dots. Its value is what? Here 9 tenths, 9 under the tenths, so we have only one decimal place, so its value is 0.9, and also we can write it as 9 over 10. In letter B we have 5,187,022 and 8 tenths. We have here the digit 5 is in dots place. What is the place value of 5? Let's see here. We have the decimal point. So we are in the whole part. Let's write the houses of, let's see the houses. We have the first is ones, tenth, hundred, thousand, 10,000, 100,000, and here is million. So the place value of 5 here is million. So here our answer is millions, and its value is dots. Here the 5 under the million, so it will be 5 millions. In letter C we have 605 and 234 thousandths. So we need to know the place value of 5. As we said before, we have to start from the decimal point. Our digit is before the decimal point, so we have to know the houses. Let's say the houses together. We have the 5 under ones, the 0 under tenths place. Super. So 0 is in the tenths place, and its value is what? Let's see, 0 tenths, which means 0. We have to know the value of 0 in any place, it will be 0. In letter D, in 2,845 and 127 thousandths, the digit 5 is in dots place. The 5 here in which place? We have to start from the decimal point. Before the decimal point is the whole part. The first house in the whole part is ones, so here the 5 under the ones, so its place value is ones. So our answer here is ones, and its value is 5 ones, which equals 5. So here its value is 5. In letter E, in 7,006 and 9 thousandths, the digit 9 is in dots place. So we need to know the place value of 9. As we said before, we have to know our digit in the whole part or in the decimal part. So the 9 here in the decimal part. Let's see, we have the first decimal place is called tenths. The second decimal place is called hundredths. The third decimal place is called thousandths. So the 9 is under the thousandths. So its place is thousandths. And its value is what? 9 thousandths. 9 thousandths. So 9 over 1000 or 0.009. Number 2, complete the following. Letter A, if the place value of the digit 8 is thousandths, then the value of the digit 8 equals dots. First, we need to know here the value of the digit 8. As we said before, the value of the digit means how to read the number or write the number with its zeros. We have here 8 is thousandth place, 8 in the thousandth place. So thousandths means how many decimal places? So we have here 3 decimal places. So put the 3 dashes and decimal point. And now let's put 8 and the rest will be zeros. So the answer will be 0.008. The 8 will be in the third decimal place. In letter B, if the place value of the digit 2 is hundredths, then the value of the digit 2 equals dots. Here, the value of digit 2 means write the 2 with its zeros. Here, 2 is in the hundredth place. So we have here 2 dashes, write 2 from the right. So the answer will be 0.02 or 2 hundredths. Letter C, if the value of the digit 7 equals 0.007 or 7 thousandths, then the place value of the digit 7 is what? Let's put the houses here, or let's say the houses together. We have here the decimal point. The first decimal place is tenths, the second decimal place is hundredths, the third decimal place is thousandths. So the 7 here is under the thousandth place. So here the place value is thousandths. In letter D, if the value of the digit 4 equals 0.04 or 4 hundredths, then the place value of the digit 4 is what? We need the place of the digit 4, what means let's say the houses together. We have here the decimal point. The first decimal place is tenths, the second decimal place is hundredths. So the answer is hundredths.
And now record what decimal is shown. Here in letter A, this figure is called the model. In this model, we have 1000 small square. And we have to know each model represents a whole one. But if we take part from this model, so that means we have a fraction. And each fraction we can convert it into a decimal number as we said before. So now let's count the shaded part. Are we going to count one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4? No, but we have to know each one column what means 100. So we will count each column as 100. So let's count. We have one column 100, 2 columns 200, 3 columns 300, and each blue box what means here 10 because it has 10 small squares. So here each blue one we are going to keep count by 10. So we have 310, 320, 330, 340. And the yellow small squares here, so we will keep count by 1. We have how many small square? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we have 349 over 1000 because the total number here is 1000. And now let's convert this fraction into a decimal number. We have here 3 zeros, so we have 3 decimal places here and put 349. So the number will be 349 thousandths. And now in letter B, we have here these small squares, and also we have the boxes, blue box. As we said before, each blue box, so we will count by 10. We have here 1 box, what means 10, 2 boxes, 20, 3 boxes, 30, 4 boxes, 40, 5 boxes, what means 50. So here we have 50. And the yellow we are keep count by 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have here 57. Out of what? Out of 1000, because here we have 1000 small square in the model. So 57 over 1000. Let's convert this number into a decimal number. So put 3 dashes, 7, 5, and 0. Then put here 0 out in the whole part. So here this number is 57 thousandths. Number 2, shade each grid to show the decimal stated. Here grids means the models. In letter A, 0.432 or 432 thousandths. So we are going to shade how many small squares? 432. Here, as we said before, 432. 100 means I'm going to shade one column. So here I shade 100, 200, 300, 400. And now let's make 32 small squares. As we said before, the small box means 10. So now we have 410, 420, 430. And now we need to shade two small units, so two small squares like this. Here this number represents 432. And now 0.004, what means 4 over 1000? 4 over 1000. So we need to shade how many one? يبقى we will shade 4 out of 1000 small squares. So we will shade 4 small squares. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's talk about the different forms of decimals. We have 4 forms to write the decimal number. The first one is a standard form, and standard form means write the number in digits, like 2.543. Number 2, in words form. In words form means we need to write the number in letters. So 2.543, it will be 2 and 543 thousandths. Number 3, the units form. Unit form means I'm going to write the digit with its house. So it will be 2 ones, 5 tenths, 4 hundredths, 3 thousandths. Number form in expanded form. In expanded form, I will write each digit using its value. So 2.543, the 2 under the ones, what means 2, plus 5 tenths, what means 0.5. 4 hundredths, what means 0.4. 3 thousandths, what means 0.003. Here we need to put this number in the place value chart. How to do it? First we need to put the houses. We have here the decimal point. First place here is ones, tens, hundred. Then we have thousand family. In the thousand family we have thousand, what means ones. Here 10,000, 100,000. Then we have millions family. In the millions family we have ones, what means 1 million, then tens, then 100. Then we have milliard family. In milliard family we have here 6 under the ones, what means milliard, so 6 milliard. And now let's move to the decimal part. As we said before, the first decimal place is tenths, the second decimal place is hundredths, the third decimal place is thousandths. Now let's put these digits in the place value chart. We have here in the place value chart, we have in the place value chart we have ones, here contains ones, tens, hundred, then thousand family, millions family, milliard family. And now here the decimal point in the decimal part, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So let's put 170 here, ones, tens, hundred. So put the 0 under the ones, 7 under the tens, and here 1 under the hundred. 45,000. So write the 5 under ones, 4 under the tens, and 0 under the hundred. And now in the millions family we have 8 under the million, and 10 million will be 0, 100 million will be 0. The last family is milliard, so put 6 under the milliard. And now move to the decimal part. We have 1 under tenths, 7 under hundredths, and 9 under thousandths. And here the previous number is 6 milliard, 8 millions, 45 thousands, هنا 170. And now read the following numbers or write in letters. So here we need to write the number in letters. In letter A we have 50.8. To write any number in letters we have steps. The first step is read the whole part. Read the whole part. We have here in the whole part 50. So we'll write 50 in letters. Then I'm going to read the decimal point as and. So the decimal point here we will read it as and. So write and in letters. So now we have 50 and. Then the third step is read the entire number that's to the right of the decimal point. So we are going to read all the number that's to the right of the decimal point, which is 8. So we'll write 8. Now read the last digits place value. Read the last digits place value. The last place value here is tenths, so we need to write tenths. So our number is 50 and 8 tenths. And now we have 12.05. As we said before, let's read the whole part is 12. So write 12. And now read the decimal point as and. Here 0.5. How to read it? Let's hide the 12 and read the number. It will be 5. So here we will write 5. Then read the last place value is hundredths. So we need to write hundredths. So the number is 12 and 5 hundredths. Now in letter C, 0.008. Let's read the whole part is 0. Can we start from 0? No, we can't write the number starting from 0. So let's read the first number here. We have 8. So write 8. And now write the last decimal place. Here is thousandths. So write thousandths. So my number here is 8 thousandths. And now in letter D, we have here a big number. So let's remember the houses together. We have before the decimal point in the whole part, we have the ones family, thousand family, million family. So the number is 8 million, 8 million. So we need to write 8 millions. 763,000 family. So 763. And here we have 20 as a ones. So here 20. Decimal point is and. So write and. Here we have 436. Read the entire number is 436. The last place value is thousandths. So write thousandths. So the number is 8,763,020 and 436 thousandths. Don't forget, and means the decimal point.
And now number 2. Write the following numbers in standard form. As we said before, standard form means write in digits. In letter A we have 5 thousandths, 697 and 5 tenths. Here we have thousands, so we are going to put the dashes till to reach the thousands in the whole part. And means decimal point. Tenths means we have one decimal place. So let's put the decimal point and put the dashes in the whole part till to reach the thousandth place. We have ones, tens, hundred, thousand. And in the decimal part we are going to put one dash to fill the tenths place. And now let's read. We have 5 thousandths, so put 5 in thousand place. 697, so let's put 697. 7 under ones, 9 under tens, and 6 under hundred. Here we have 5 tenths, so 5 in tenth place, so we will put 5. Here in letter B, 30,000, 15 and 7 hundredths. Here we are going to put the dashes till to reach the thousandth place. Here 15 and means decimal point. Hundredths means we are going to put 2 dashes in decimal place. Here let's put the decimal point first, then ones, tens, hundred, thousand, 10,000, because we have here 30,000, so 1,000 and 10,000. In the decimal part we have hundredths, so we have to put 2 dashes. And now we have 30,000, so put 30 under the thousands family. 15 means 1 5, so 5 under the ones and 1 under the tens. What about the hundredth place? Do we have any digit to put it in the hundredth place? No, so we have to put 0. And now 7 hundredths, so the 7 will be under the hundredths, and the tenth place will be empty, so we have to put 0. In letter C we have 7,205 and 29 hundredths. We have here millions, so we will put the dashes till to reach the million. And means decimal point. Hundredths means we have 2 decimal places. Now let's put the decimal point. Let's put dashes in the whole part till to reach the million. Ones, tens, hundred, thousand, 10,000, 100,000 and million. Now let's put 2 dashes in the decimal part. Here tenths and here hundredths. Let's read again the number. 7 millions, so the 7 under the million. 205.
do we have here any thousand? No. So the thousand family, we are going to put zeros. Now 205. Let's put 205. And here decimal point, so 29 hundredths. So 29 in the decimal part. Now in letter D, we have 73,007,031 thousandths. So here million is the greatest family, and decimal point, thousandths, which means 3 decimal places. And now let's put decimal point, put the dashes in the whole part till to reach what? Till to reach the million. But here we have 73 million, so we will put the dashes till to reach 10 million. I have ones, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, and 10 million. In the decimal part, we have thousandths, so put 3 dashes. And now 73 million, so we will put 73 in the millionth place. 7,000, 7,000, so we will write the 7 under the thousand place. Type, do we have now 10,000 and 100,000? No, so we will put zeros instead of that. So it will be 007. And now, and do we have here and? And means decimal point. What about the 3 houses here? Ones, tens, 100. Do we have any digit to put it? No, so we will put 3 zeros. And the decimal point, 31 thousandths. Here we are going to put 31, and we don't have tenth place, so we will put 0. And now in letter E, 6 milliards 5,176 thousandths. So let's circle. I have here milliards, the greatest family, then millions. I have and means decimal point, here thousandths. So the greatest family here is milliards. Now we will put the decimal point and now put the dashes, ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, and milliard here. Then put the decimal point, the 3 dashes for the decimal part. I have 6 milliards, so I will put 6 in the milliards place. 5 millions, but we don't have 10 million and 100 million, so you will put 005. 176 thousandths. Let's note that 100, we don't have any thousand here, so we will put 3 zeros instead of this thousand place. And now 100, let's write it here in its place, ones, tens, 100, then decimal point, then we have 76 thousandths. We don't have here tenth place, so we will put 076. And now let's write in units form the third way. Here I have 4,721.7 is dots, so we are going to write each digit with its house. I have here 1 under the ones, 2 under the tens, 7 under the 100, 4 under the 1,000, and in the decimal place we have the 7 under the tenths. So let's write each digit with the house. 4,700 plus 2 tens plus 1 ones plus 7 tenths. Now solve by using the units form. Here I have 75.028 equals dots tens, the plus dots ones plus dots tenths plus dots hundredths plus dots thousandths. Here tenths, which digit under the tenth place? I have the 7, so write 7. And now plus dots ones, which digit under the ones place? We have here 5. And plus dots tenths, which digit under the tenths place? We have 0. Plus dots hundredths, which digit under the hundredths place? We have 2. Excellent. The last one, which digit under the thousandth place? We have 8. Excellent. And now in letter B, 52.876 equal dots plus dots plus dots plus dots plus dots. And now let's know the houses. We have here the decimal point. Before the decimal point, in the whole part we have ones and tens, so the 5 under the tens. So let's write, we have here 5 tens. Then 2 ones. And in the decimal part, the 8 under the tenths, so we will write plus 8 tenths. The 7 under the hundredths, so write 7 hundredths. The last one is 6 under the thousandths place, so we will write 6 thousandths. And now write each of the following in decimal form. Decimal form means I'm gonna to write the number in decimal form, so whole number, decimal point, and decimal part. In letter A, we have 7 and 14 thousandths. 7 without any house, what means it ones digit. It's in the ones digit. So here I have 7 and means decimal point as we said before. So here I will put the decimal point. 14 thousandths. Thousandths means we have 3 dashes. So let's put the 3 dashes. Let's fill 14 on the dashes. So start from right. 4, 1, and the empty house put 0 in the 10th place. In letter B, 20 and 40 thousandths. So here 20 is the whole part. So let's write 20 and means decimal point. So put the decimal point. 40 thousandths. What means we have 3 decimal places. Let's write 40 and the empty will be 0, which is the tenths place. In letter C, we have 4 tenths, 8 hundredths. Both the digits are in the decimal part. So the whole here is 0. I'm going to put decimal point and here tenths, hundredths, so 2 decimal places. 4 under the tenths, the first decimal place. 8 under the hundredths, the second decimal place. And the whole part is empty, so we have to put 0 as I said before. Now let's talk about composing and decomposing decimals. Composing decimals means put the numbers together, and decomposing decimals means broken apart. I will take each part alone. Here in letter A we have decomposing. I have the number 46.752 thousandths. I want to decompose the number. We have 4 ways for decomposing. The first way is expanded form. In expanded form, I will take each part alone. I have 46.752 thousandths, what means 40 plus 6 plus 7 in tenths place, what means 0.7, 5 in hundredths place, what means 0.05, 2 in thousandths place, what means 0.002. And the second way, I will take the whole part as it is and decompose the decimal part. So it will be 46 here, the whole part, plus decompose the decimal part. 7 in tenths place will be 0.7 plus 5 in hundredths place, so it will be 0.05. 2 in thousandths place, it will be 0.002. And the third way is I'm gonna to decompose the whole part and leave the decimal part as it is. When we decompose the whole part, I have 46, what means 40 plus 6. So here I have 40 plus 6. Then the decimal part is plus 0.752 thousandths. And now the fourth way is I'm gonna to take the whole part and the decimal part as it is. The whole part is 46, so write 46, and the decimal part 0.752. I will write 0.752. Number 1. Find the result. I have in letter A 34.527. I want to decompose this number by using 3 ways. The first way is expanded form. In expanded form, I will write each digit here. So 34, what means 30 plus 4, 0.527 thousandths. Here the 5 under the tenths place, what means plus 0.5. The 2 under the hundredths place, what means 0.02. The 7 under the thousandths place, what means 0.007. The second way, what shall we do here? The easier to write the whole part and the decimal part. The whole part is 34. I will write 34. Then decimal part is 0.527 0.527. So plus 0.527. So we broke the number into whole and decimal. So write the whole part alone and decimal part alone. And now the third way, we can decompose the whole or we can decompose the decimal, but it's easier to decompose the whole. 34, what means 30 plus 4, and leave the decimal as it is, plus 0.527. And now in letter B, 21.045. Here the first way, expanded form. So I will decompose the number in expanded form, what means each digit alone. 21 here, what means 20 plus 1. Here I have 0 in the tenths place, what means 0. And 4 in hundredths place, what means 0.04. 5 in thousandths place, what means 0.005. As we said, in second way, it's easier to break the number into a whole part and decimal part. So the whole will be 21 plus the decimal part will be 0.045. The third way, as we said before, it's easier for us to break the whole part. So 21 will be 20 plus 1, then plus the decimal part as it is, 0.45. And now in letter C, 231.128 thousandths. The first way is expanded form. So here I will write 231.128 in expanded form. 200 plus 30 plus 1. Then the decimal part here plus 1 under tenths, what means 0.1. 2 under hundredths, what means 0.02. 8 under thousandths, what means 0.008. The second way, as we said before, it's easier to break the whole part plus the decimal part. Here the whole part is 231, then plus the decimal part 0.128. The third way, it's easier to break the whole part. 231, it will be 200 plus 30 plus 1. Then put the decimal part as it is, 0.128. Complete the following compose. Compose means put the numbers together. In letter A, I have 200 plus 30 plus 0.5 plus 0.007. Here I have 200 plus 30 is the whole part. So 200 plus 30, what means 230. Then we are going to move to the decimal part. So put the decimal point. I have 0.5 plus 0.007. So we have 3 decimal places. Put 3 dashes. The 5 in the tenths place. So it will be at the first decimal place. The 7 in thousandths place. So it will be in the third decimal place. And now the hundredths place is empty. So we will put 0. So the number is 230 and 507 thousandths. In letter B, we have 60 plus 5 plus 0.08 plus 0.009. I have 60 plus 5 is the whole part, what means 65. And then put the decimal point, 3 dashes for the decimal part. The 8 is hundredths or the second decimal place. So we will put the 8 in the second decimal place. 9 in thousandths or the third decimal place. So we will put it in the third decimal place. And now the tenths place is empty, so we have to put 0. So the number is 65 and 89 thousandths. In letter C, we have 24 plus 0.075. Here we have the whole part and the decimal part. So we will collect the number. Whole is 24, right? 24. Then the decimal point and 3 dashes for the decimal part. We have here 75 thousandths. So 075. We will write it as it is. In letter D, we have 65 plus 7 tenths, 200ths, 9 thousandths. So here the 65 is the whole part. We will write it as it is. And now let's write the decimal part. We have decimal point, 3 dashes for the decimal part. Let's write 7 in tenths place. So we will put it in the first decimal place. 2 in hundredths place. So we will put it in the second decimal place. 9 in thousandths place. So we will put it in the third decimal place. So the number is 65 and 729 thousandths. In letter E, I have 70 and 106 thousandths. What means 70 plus 1 tenths. So what is missing here? I have the hundredths place and the thousandths place. The hundredths place is 0, so we will write plus 0. And the thousandths place is 6, we will write plus 0.006. And now in letter F, I have dots equals 4 plus 5 thousandths plus 3 tenths. So here the 4 is the whole number. We will write it here. Then we will move to the decimal part. So point 3 dashes for the decimal part. The 5 under the thousandths because this is here in the third decimal place. So write the 5 in the third decimal place or under in the thousandth decimal place. The 3 in the tenths place. So let's put it in the tenths place. And the hundredths is empty, so put 0. And now in letter G, we have 4 plus 30 plus 400 plus 8 thousandths plus 2 hundredths. I have here 4 plus 30 plus 400. It will be 434 in the whole part. Then put the decimal point, 3 dashes for the decimal part. The 8 here under the thousandths, so in the third decimal place, I will put it here. 2 under the hundredths, so in the second decimal place. And the tenths is empty, so we will put 0. So the number is 434 and 28 thousandths. And now complete the following. In letter A, I have 0.700 equals 0 point dots equals 0.7. Here I have to know the zeros at the right in the decimal part has no meaning. So 0.700 equals 0.70 equals 0.7. All these numbers are the same because the zeros at the right in the decimal part has no meaning. In letter B, 0.400 equals 0.40, so it will be equals 0. What? We will remove 1 0 each time, so it will be 0.4. In letter C, 0.900 equals 0.90, so we removed 1 0. It will be equals 0. What? It will be 0.9. Supers. In letter D, I have 0 point dots equals 0.50 equals 0.5. So it was 5 becomes 50, so the next will be 500. So here this means equivalent decimals. Number 2, complete the following. I have 3 tenths equal dots, hundredths equal dots, thousandths. 3 tenths what means 3 over 10 equal dots hundredths. Hundredths what means over 100 equal dots thousandths what means over 1000. And now let's fill the empty places. I have here the first decimal or the first number is 3 over 10. The denominator is 10 and then becomes 100. So we add 1 0. So the numerator here, what shall we do? We are going to add also 1 0. So the 3 will be 30. So here 3 tenths will be 30 hundredths and the 100 will be 1000. So we add also another 0. So the 30 will be 300. We will add 0. So here the answer will be 300. So we have to know 3 tenths equals 30 hundredths equal 300 thousandths. In letter B, here I have dots tenths, what means over 10, equals 50 hundredths, what means 50 over 100, equal dots thousandths, what means over 1000. And now let's fill the empty spaces. I have here dots over 10 equal 50 over 100. The 100 to be 10, so we will move 1 0, remove 1 0. So here up will be 5. So 5 over 10 will be 5 tenths. And the 100 to be 1000, we will add 1 0 down. So also we are going to add 1 0 up. It will be 500. So the answer will be 500. So 5 tenths equals 50 hundredths equal 500 thousandths. In letter C we have dots tenths, what means over 10, equal dots hundredths, what means over 100, 700 thousandths, what means 700 over 1000. Here the 1000 to be 100, I will remove 1 0. So also I will remove from the 700 1 0 to be 70. So the answer here is 70. The 100 will be 10. So we will remove 1 0. And also from 70 I will remove another 0 to be 7. And here the answer is 7. So 7 tenths equal 70 hundredths equal 700 thousandths.
Number 3, complete the following as in the example. In letter A we have 93 over dots equals 0.93 equals 930 over dots equals 0 point dots. First, 93 over dots equals 0.93. In 0.93 we have two decimal places, so the 93 will be over 100 because we have here two zeros, so we have two decimal places. And now 0.93, which equals 930 over what? Here we add 1 0 up, so also we have to add another 0 down, so it will be 930 over 1000. And now let's convert 930 over 1000 into a decimal number. We have here 3 zeros in 1000, so we have 3 decimal places, so we will write 0.930. In letter B, 820 over 1000 equals 0 point dots equals dots over 100 equals 0 point dots. Let's take the first part. 820 over 1000, what means we have 3 decimal places and put 820, so it will be 0.820. And now 820 over 1000 will be dots over 100. 1000 will be 100, so we removed 1 0, and also from up we have to remove another 0, so 820, when we remove 0 from it, it will be 82. And now let's convert 82 over 100 into a decimal number. 82 over 100, what means we have two decimal places, so write 0.82. In letter C, I have 0.73 equals dots over 100. What here we have? So it will be 73 over 100. And here 73 over 100 equals dots over 1000. 100, it will be 1000 if we add an 1 0. So from up also we have to add another 0. So it will be 730. And now convert 730 over 1000 into a decimal number. So it will be 0.730. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I hope it was an easy lesson.